Multicasting, so just gonna make sure we are live on the YouTube, and then we'll dive into some stuff. Welcome in, Mullins. How you doing? How we doing? Not on yet. Let me see. And then I also want to make sure that the music is gonna play around it because I may have to use another device. Oh, sorry, I just got an email. Scrolled. We're going to talk about live show production, though, today. That's the topic. This is a whatnot topic. So, this is the, what are we in, July topic for the community shows, community host shows, live show production. It is a good topic. It's one we've gone over before. So, really, I'm kind of, I've went and found my notes, started keeping my notes from previous chats because it'll be new to some folks, but I did kind of go through and modify, kind of update just ever so slightly with a little bit of new information or this kind of thing. It ends up a little more articulate each time we cover the same topic. There, we're live. Okay. Let me pull it up, make sure it's muted. And then it looks like our music is going to stay. Heck yeah. I think we're in business. Silver Moon Mama. Hello, hello. Lenny, how we doing? Happy Tuesday, guys. Happy Tuesday. Silver Moon Mama, I didn't watch that video yet. I'm going to. That stuff is exciting. I love shares like that. Love some shares like that. Okay, I think we're squared away here. You guys don't mind my extra prop today. We've been busy over the weekends. 'Tis the season, it's summer, and so we're like spent last weekend, this last 2 weekends ago, clearing out our basement of basically everything. There's a little bit of craft supplies, non-wood stuff that I'm gonna bring up here but I need to destash a little bit more to make room for that. And then we started on our garage, going through everything on our garage. One of my favorite things about living in a city is that you can just put stuff out on the sidewalk and it just disappears. So we're clearing out a bunch of stuff, but I ended up with this. And if you guys can see these totes right here, there's this bag and these three totes. Well, four technically, and there's a bunch of stuff in here. All those and all this is jewelry supplies that I'm gonna destash. I was gonna just find a home for them, and I was like, I might as well sell that stuff. I can put it in. So I got this bulk pack of like little Ziploc baggies. Buffalo, welcome in. And I'm gonna sort all the stuff in these bins and in these drawers, and we're just gonna sell whatever's in there because I'm not a jewelry maker. And I actually went through it before. I've had this stuff for like 2 years probably. Went through it before and pulled out like a couple of things to dabble with the jewelry, but it's not my pocket. And but there's a lot of jewelry folks on the whatnot. And so hello, Elijah. Ross, how you doing? So what's today? Tuesday. So tomorrow there's another wood de-stash where we're trying to get rid of. We cleared out a lot of stuff here, but there's like stuff under here and there's stuff behind here. And I'm starting to collect stuff on this shelf that all needs to go away. And then it'll be on to jewelry de-stash. And so if there's any jewelers in here, have a look, see, or keep an eye out for those like de-stash shows. They'll probably be on Wednesdays. Probably be on Wednesdays. We might dive a little bit tomorrow, but I really want to sort it first so it's easier to ship afterward. Fragmented artist, how you doing? Welcome in, Rah Rah. How you doing? Happy Tuesday. Well, thank you for the compliment. I don't want to butcher your name. Kabila? Is that how you say it? Thank you, thank you. We are multicasting today, you guys. It's always a bunch of YouTube is unique. So those of you watching on YouTube, I'm newer to the YouTube space. And so, and especially with the live streaming. And so I'm not the best yet. I'm still practicing, like watching both chats, but uh, please feel free to come over to Whatnot and join the conversation if that's easier, if it feels like I'm ignoring you or anything like that. More autopilot to check the chat over here, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Most definitely. Another share. I wasn't sure when I was going to share these, but these are just kind of a cool find. If you guys are new to these chats, we just kind of ease into it. This is almost like a Monday. Hey Z, how you doing? Um, say hey. Oh yeah, the funnest. We got it pinned down here just to keep the advertisement going, so everybody and their moms should know the Artisan Alley is coming up. And I started working on. I didn't message you yet, Hazy, but I messaged a couple of the paper crafters for photos. If I can, it depends on if I can pull the time together, but I'm trying to put together a little like 30-second video for like the Instagram and whatever, so we can share it and advertise it a little bit, get that starting to go. So we'll see. I get kind of like OCD with videos sometimes, and so like sometimes I just go screw it if it's not good. But I'm gonna try to put together a little promo video. So you get, yeah, I'll have to open it so you can see this. I'm excited though. There is a delay for YouTube. I'm sorry about that too. It's probably like 20, 30 seconds or even a minute behind because when I was popping on initially, it was like it took a minute to pull up. Froggy, thank you so much. Thank you. Ermi, hello, hello. You guys, look at these. Can you see these? These are from Amazon, but they are like Whatnot vibes. And they came in like a 3-pack, so I was like, dude, I'm getting them. I haven't tried them on yet. I was gonna see if anybody wanted them at some point or use them as I don't even know what. But don't these seem like Whatnot? Type of just. I feel like people should have somebody at least should have these at like one of the in-person events or something. They're just like plastic, basic glasses, but I was like, dude, I feel like some Whatnotters need these. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They are Whatnot vibes, right? Maybe it should just put them like this. Just so someone's like, "Ooh, where'd you get those?" Like, "Oh shit, I'll sell you some. I will sell you some." Gotta figure out. Those just came in. I don't know what to do with them yet, but I got some. That's what I'm sharing for the moment. Froggy, thank you. Thank you. How are you guys doing? Lori's welcome in. Who did I miss there? Old Maid New Creations. Let me make sure I'm following you. 1.3K sold. Let me go snoop real quick. Hold on. Hold on. You guys got any shares from the weekend? We are easing into it. Try to start these, dive into the topic about the 15-minute mark. We don't have any like updates as far as Whatnot goes before that. Usually I try to get those out of the way, but there's nothing. There's nothing. Last updates were last week's blog posts and promos and this kind of stuff. And so thank you, Froggy. Thank you. Tiny the artist. You get okay. Okay, hold on. Raise your hand if you freaking knew that Tiny the artist was lowest key, the dopest wood burner on the freaking platform. I went in that show earlier. Maybe I did see before doing the raccoon, but I was like, I don't know. Um, maybe it caught me at the wrong time if I was there, but I don't remember if I was. If I went in there, dude, she was doing the Corey Man X lion that she like bit. Yes, the dopest. Not even just little squiggles and stuff. I'm talking about like you need to go see the lion that she was doing. Go bookmark Tiny's next show and be like, yo, I'm here to see the lion. Because I was like, excuse me? I was like, what? Hold on. Hold the door. What are we doing here? And why didn't I know? I was like, I have such mixed feelings. I do not know how I'm supposed to feel about this. What are we doing here? It's so like the wood burning pen. Like she was just casually just making dope stuff. I was like, what? Um, I know, right? Just everything she touches turns to gold. The dopest, you guys, I'm telling you. So fun fact, if anyone didn't know that, I was like, dude, I'm glad I popped in here because I feel enlightened. I feel enlightened. Let's see. Welcome in. You got Candle Co. Oh, I was gonna snoop. I was gonna snoop. Let me see. Oh, Miss Rig, how are you? Oh my gosh, yeah, I didn't know. When did you change your name? I didn't know you changed your name. I still have your stuff. I still have your I had got a while ago from you. They're like these pot holders, and you sewed on the kitchen towels with them. I think I got a couple of things from you, but those are still like everyday um, kitchen items for us, and they're super. Those are super convenient. Thank you, big thank you for that. Just so you guys know, if I buy handmade stuff from you, I buy it because I want to use it. I fully intend on it going to good use. Super appreciate. If anyone's not following, so it's So Daisy. If anyone's not following So Daisy, um, go have a look. See, she makes all kinds of stuff, an OG in the craft, all kinds of stuff. I'm telling you, like all the kitchen accessories, just like some home decor type of stuff, some baby stuff, if I remember correctly. Um, very talented sewist. Good to see you. Good to see you. Brown Barbs, welcome in. I keep getting off track, you guys. Let me check out this new profile real quick. We'll check it out together. We can check it out together. Of course, it's not on there. Oh well, I'll have to come back to it. How you doing? How you doing? So you guys, we are talking about live show production today. That's the topic. It is the July topic for um, a bunch of community shows. And so if you guys are into that, have a look. See if you type in community host shows, then you should see a number of them pop up. We have gone over this topic before. So I'm mostly revisiting notes that we had discussed previously, but it is a good topic. I tweak them just a little bit, but it'll be more of like a casual conversation. Usually, Simply Smart Shopping. How you doing? Happy Tuesday. Usually, if we've once we're going over these topics for the second or third time, it does articulate a little better and flow a little better. So, not quite as squirrely, probably as it can be sometimes. Curly Q, welcome in. Um, I'm still tripping about the wood burning. You guys go look at Tiny the Artist wood burning. I'm dead serious. So good. Okay. Also, yeah, Artisan Alley. If you save, so I have a note into Whatnot. It would be really sweet, you guys, if we could just pin or save like bookmark listings as they're pinned on screen, right? Wouldn't that be a cool feature? But you can't just save it where it's at. You have to like go into the auction tab in this case and bookmark it. But either case, um, bookmark this listing if you are interested in Artisan Alley and getting notification when the train kicks off, because it's only 3 hour trains once a month. It's the third Monday. Right in the middle of the day, really. It's noon Pacific is when it starts, but each month it's a different niche. And they're I'm telling you guys, like, only 10 artisans that we bring into these trains, and it makes for really cool showcases. It really does. A different like niche host each time, and Reggie, Lilac Bloom, and I have started challenging ourselves. Actually, I can show you. Have started challenging ourselves to create something that in theme with that month's um, uh, theme. So it's paper crafts. So these are my paper crafts, you guys. I'm on this pop socket kick. These are pop sockets. I'm still shining them up, but they turned out super smooth. They are NFC tagged pop sockets, and so you can have whoever buys these, they can link to whatever URL. If it's your Whatnot profile, if it's your LinkedIn, if you have a website, any social media, any URL, you can link into these. Um, They're pretty cool. 3 of these turned out like super, super minty, those 3, and then these 2 have like little tiny call outs, but they're still super cool. They're still super cool. This one, it's like a coloration thing, and this one has like a little bloop right there. Freaking cool paper crafts. And then I'll show also, how do you change the tag? So Vinyl Canyon, if you have, I would imagine, don't quote me on this. I would imagine that you could do this with any app, I would think. But on mine, I use NFC Tools is the app, and you can write and like unwrite whatever link is assigned to it. But I don't know if you can do that like across to different apps or that kind of thing. Hmm. I should test it though. We should test it. I tried to make these other ones too. Oh, I'll show you these two. Fun fact. They go through wood. The NFC tags, they go through wood. So this was actually a naked maple pendant, and it's cool. And I was like, oh, maybe she just put a charm on it or something, because it's like the perfect size. It's like a bougie hardwood, and this is like a natural kind of thing. But NFC tag, they're freaking cool. Those aren't paper crafts, obviously, but we're doing it. So yeah, exactly. It's freaking 21st century stuff, right? So if anyone's not familiar with the NFC tags, you literally, if this is the cell phone, you just, and this is, you do like this. If this is the cell phone and this is like you're walking around with your pop socket and it's got your whatnot profile linked in it, right? You're walking around, you get to talking with someone, and you, oh, what's whatnot and stuff. You go, oh, just tap your phone here. They literally take their phone and they just touch it, and then whatever's linked on there just pulls up automatically on the phone. What? I think they're so cool. So cool. My phone has to be unlocked for the tap. Oh, you know what? Probably. Yeah, I would believe that. Yeah, shout out to Silvermoon Mama too, because she introduced me to these things properly at the summit, and I'm hooked. Like it's a thing. Silvermoon Mama, you like unlock something. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know what, Vinyl Canyon? I have one. I've not made anything with it yet, but it's a really cool magnetic one that like folds out 3 ways, and it like it swivels and you can like prop it any kind of which way. But I haven't actually like, I only got one, and they're kind of pricey, the magnetic ones. And so even though, I mean, technically you probably could just adhere a magnet to these, right? You probably could just like these type of magnets, you could probably just do like that. Haven't tried that either. But the magnetic pop sockets themselves are kind of pricey. So I was like, I don't want to dabble with that until I really know if I um, am going to be able to sell it or whatever like that. Tuesday art time. That is right. I wonder if they can change the face of one. Well, I can tell you, I found this out from my kid, Vinyl Canyon, and then I'll hop into the topic. These little, so my kid found out that you can hide stuff inside these. You can pop these little bits right here. You can pop them out. And so let me see if I can show it to you. It takes like a little bit of a okay, but you can pop it out and you can pop it off, and so you can swap out the top without this part having to replace that part. It, like if that part's still good, then you can just swap out the top. Yeah, I was like, yeah, my kid was like 8 or 9, and she showed me that. I was like, I should be teaching you that. What are we doing here? Either case, learn something new every day. So there we go. This is an educational show, you guys. Swap out your pop sockets, don't mess up your phone. There we go. She had like little charms, or she's in her minis era, so she has like these little ducks and these little just things. Envy says, "What's up, horse?" Rah, rah, one of the friends. You guys, thank you for that reminder. We have rewards. We have rewards now. So if you're coming to the chats, you can officially be one of the friends, right? 3 shows, 10 minutes a pop. You get a little coffee cup next to your name. That's what that little icon is probably here for you. Little icon coming in for the T. Envy. You're fired. You're actually fired. Okay. You guys, let's 20 minutes in. Let me pin our little chat emoji, and then I'm going to unpin it. Thank you for the hearts. Get it out of the way. We'll open this up and hop into our topic, shall we? I don't know that it's going to be like as long as some of the topics because we've already gone over it before, but we'll see. Lost Mermaid. Lost Mermaid. How you doing? This is coming out really beautiful. I got to shine her up a little bit more, but she turned out super smooth, super bougie. No call outs on this bad boy. So pretty. She actually got like a little bit of extra of a shine underneath there just because the part of the print. These are so pretty. So pretty. Okay. Let me see if I had any extra updates. I have a quote for you guys. Tap tap tap. Thank you, thank you. The quote, a spotlight and a quote because there's no updates. But actually, a reminder. We're middle of July now, so keep an ear out for an update from Whatnot about the flat rate shipping thing, right? Because they said uh, not before August 1st. So it could be August 1st. It could be in 2 weeks or just sometime after the 2 weeks, but get your flat rate stuff in now. If anyone missed it in the beginning, I have this. If there's any jewelry people in here, if you know any, I have this whole drawer cabinet thing, and I have this bag and these 4 bins, you guys, full of jewelry supplies. We've been going through stuff full of jewelry supplies, and I'm gonna be stashing them bad boys. And so keep an eye out. It'll probably be Wednesdays that we're gonna do that. But I'm gonna try to get a good chunk in before the flat rate goes away so we can just get our bundle on, right? If anybody's into that, and it's like beads and just supplies, I'm not a jewelry person, so it's going to be on you guys to like bid responsibly. And I'm not going to claim to know anything about what's in these, okay? So there's that. But so the flat rate shipping, another reminder, September 1st, you guys, is the full rollout for seller provided support. So I want to keep that on the radar. This is to say that every seller on Whatnot is going to be responsible for their own customer service in approximately 6 weeks. So prepare thyself, okay? Prepare thyself. Welcome in, you guys. So those are the updates. And then the spotlight is Zoe's Treasures, who's in the show notes. Um, if anybody hasn't caught yet her and Noelle's, Zoe's T Mods, um, CEO challenge that they've been doing, it's super freaking cool. And I think I talked about them before, spotlighted them before for doing this challenge, but this is in a different light because they did a co-hosting show in conjunction with the CEO challenge last night where thank you for that tag. Yeah, they're amazing. The freaking YouTube, do check them out on YouTube. Hop in their shows in general. They're very early in the morning, so if you're West Coast, just go to their YouTube channel. I think it's the same name, Zoe's Treasures on YouTube. And they'll be co-hosting with like Green 13 and I Love Discounts, and which is Tony and Lysandra. And the perspectives between them is like so educational. It's like such a great combo, that you learn stuff every time. I Love Discounts. Tony and Lysandra were co-hosting with them last night about the CEO challenge, and I thought it was really cool because they basically do these like weekly challenge deals, and then they go on and co-host and talk about and give like constructive feedback to each of the sellers in the challenge. And I thought that aligned well. It was really great feedback, even if you weren't the seller, just to hear like all the observations that they had between the three of them talking about each of these sellers. Like we can take notes for ourselves. But I thought it was a good in good alignment with this topic today, live show production, because a lot of their feedback had to do with how people were running their shows and how they could run their shows more effectively. And so they're the shout out because one, if anyone's like, I need to spice things up, maybe consider getting in that challenge. But even if not, go to those shows because, okay, my nose is itching now because I have an incense going and it's like, it's like stronger than I was thinking it was going to be. It's like really in my sinus. Either case, Zoe's Treasures, you guys, they it is invaluable to get feedback like that. Like even if it's secondhand feedback, when people just you can hear varying opinions and perspectives on how a particular show is viewed. Like there's certain things that they could say like, hey, this stood out to me and this thing stood out to all of us, and maybe tweak this a little bit, or you're doing the same thing I was doing in the beginning and here's how I changed it, and like all this kind of stuff. It just helps people dial in their production. And I thought it was super valuable, and so shout out to them for doing that because it's super educational, and I think it really does, from the outside perspective and voiced from the participants in it, that it is makes a big difference in their in how they run their shows. And so so they're the Spotlight. If anyone's not familiar with them, I highly recommend it. There's like Tax Talk over there also. Tracy is one of the few actual accountants on the platform that is willing to, her and Debla Trey share the tax knowledge for all the business owners and sellers on the app. And so it's great. How do you pronounce Higgy Bear? That's a good question. I do sometimes. I do sometimes. Pine is my favorite. Um, Maple for certain things, but basswood is it definitely works. It definitely works. It is soft enough for heat gun art, but it's and the price is very good, but it's there's some pros and cons. Typically pine is the favorite, but sometimes if I need hardwood, it's maple for the most part. Good question. Okay, and then the quote is the last thing, which is recycled quote, but it's a goodie. Don't deliver a product, deliver an experience. This has to do with live show production because as we're making the decisions on, it gives us something to base our decisions off of as we're deciding, should I do this or this? Should I do A or B? Should I switch this up? Should I keep this the same? What are we basing that off of, right? I think the question should be, what does it do for the experience of the viewers? Because in my view, I tend to agree with Making Grace Vintage and Live Seller Pro that live selling is an experience based business. And so if we are producing a live show, right? Live show production, we are crafting an experience, right? So to attract buyers, but buyers are viewers first. And so we create this experience, get people in, get them to stay, and then they convert into buyers. And so don't deliver a product, deliver an experience, I think is a nice quote because it just kind of reminds that that's the aim. If anyone's new to me, I do see some new names in here. Welcome in Thrift Bridge and Amanda. Anything I say, this is just a regular chat show, and I'm just a regular person. So anything I say, take it with a grain of salt. If it resonates, cool, and if not, that's okay too. I'm no Bible. I feel like I should disclose that up front. I know some chat shows get like a um, it's like heavy opinions on some chat shows. Like it's like there's no experts in community shows except maybe D Archivist. She's an expert. That's about it though. That's about it. So anywho, live show production. You guys stop me if there's any questions or anything like that. We're at the 30-minute mark, so we'll dive in. But if there's any thing to add to this kind of list, I do have, notes written out, so we're adulting. If there's anything to add, please don't hesitate. The chat is open for all the things, okay? And I'll try to stay on topic, but mostly we're just going to share the chew kind of. So, Last Mermaid, thank you for the share. So I try to break these topics down in like a simple bullet list, mostly for selfish reasons, so I can track even what I'm saying. Dazzle Depot, welcome in. In either case, this topic is broken down for live show production. It's broken down into the prep, the point of view, equipment, process, and then the entertainment factor, which we touched on a little bit. Uh, Generally in this order, perhaps, but it starts with prep work, in my opinion. The live show production starts with prep work, and by prep work, I mean like scheduling the show, creating a thumbnail, deciding on a show title. Tara Lynn, welcome in. Tara Lynn, I think like that. Welcome in. Our show, how we present our show, in other words, before someone even clicks into our show, in my view, that's where the experience starts. There's a lot of different kind of thumbnails, and they're not created equally, and but they create a first impression, and they set an expectation. And so we can self observe this as we're clicking through thumbnails and just kind of observing what makes us click into some and then bypass and scroll past the other ones. It really is. It really is. Welcome in, Siren. And they're just not the same, right? We all have probably been catfished at some point with a thumbnail, uh, be it, there's a Louis Vuitton bag, but then you click in and it's like thrifted, I don't know, like Fred Meyer type of purses or something like that. Or if it's this, the seller has an avatar that looks nothing like them, right? And it's like you click in for one thing and then it's like something else. Or if it says chat show and then you click in and it's selling, or if it's vice versa, if you click in because it says all giveaways $1 starts and you click in and they're just chatting, hanging out, it's like there's this mismatch, right? And so the thumbnail, I think the experience starts with the thumbnail and the show title, because what people are basing their decision off of to come and check out that experience, that is what it is. And it sets the tone, right? Because if we don't, if when a viewer clicks into that live show production and it doesn't match the instant expectation that they have just based off that, image, then that sets the experience off to the wrong foot, and essentially. So in my view, the prep matters, right? What are we doing in our show, and then how do we match the thumbnail, the title, and this kind of thing to go along with it, right? I also wrote down here the listings. Oh, I thought I plugged this in. What am I doing? Let my phone die? Like my first day. Okay. Crisis averted. Crisis averted. Okay, welcome in, you guys. And so, yeah. So aside from the thumbnails, when they click in, there's like I wrote down listings and the schedule and the show notes and all this kind of like admin stuff, because maybe the viewer doesn't isn't gonna tap into these things until they're like actively in the show. But these are things we should do before the show, because if we know what it's like when you get rated into a show and they're like, oh, welcome in, thank you for the raid. Oh shoot, I don't have any giveaways loaded, give me just a second. Yeah, hold on, I know 100 of you just got dropped in my room, but I'm gonna request that all 100 of you hang tight for approximately 2 to 3 minutes so that I can load a freaking giveaway. This is prep work, right? Because when we don't do certain things before the show, it impacts the experience during the show. It impacts the live show production, and so there's certain things like prep matters in these terms. So welcome in. It's like setting up uh, the restraints on a hey, that's not a bad analogy. Yes. Rosebat, welcome in. And Paula, welcome in. So these things matter. And the show notes and all that stuff, just basically anything that we don't want to be dinking around with and slowing up our putting a wrench in the smoothness of our production. We got to do that stuff beforehand. So that's the first thing is prep work. The live show production starts before the show, right? That's the first thing. The second thing, point of view. This is an easy one. This is just to highlight the fact that the the presentation, the point of view matters to the viewers. It just does, right? If we are selling jewelry, if we're selling jewelry, let me see, so I can use a proper example. If we're selling jewelry like this, right? That sucks because you can't see it, right? Point of view needs to be up like this here. If we're selling jewelry, it's got to be up. The point of view has to match what we're doing. If Basement Brats, how you doing? Welcome in, Miss Rochelle. How you doing? Good to see you. We're talking live show production today. Um, Point of view matters. If we are doing a chat show, it probably needs a face. Ask me how I know. I try to do hands chat shows. It doesn't really work. The resource and Andrea, welcome in. Um, that name is awfully close to my boss's name. Uh, and so point of view, if we're doing a chat show, if we're doing a live demo, that's probably the one that's the trickiest to get a solid point of view on. Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I know it's on the East Coast. Morning, Gabby. Welcome in. Or no, morning, Abby. Welcome in. And Golf and Metal. Good name. So live demo is probably the trickiest to get a good point of view, but it just does matter. Tweaking as we go, but whether we are chatting or selling or demoing or doing mystery games too, or surprise sets, excuse me, surprise sets, uh, it matters to the production, right? There are different points of view that match different show formats. If we have like little bitties, if we have jewelry, coins, cards, stuff like this, like people need to be able to see that stuff up close. We don't need even our face in there. Those are appropriate for like hand shows. If we are showing clothing, if we're showing like full blown outfits and stuff, then we need to like back up, have some space to work with and stuff, be standing probably. So especially if we're doing like long dresses or jackets or something, so you can like really see, because this matters, right? If we're trying to show big old blankets or Afghans or something, we got to back up. We got to have the point of view to match that. Which is the point with this one. And so just depending on what we sell, I'm still dabbling with this a little bit. I have different, so this is the point of view for chats, right? If I'm YouTubing, oh, you can't really see it over here, but if I'm YouTubing, the camera's going this way. There's like a whiteboard behind, and it's like kind of blurred in the background. This is a temporary thing. This is a temporary thing. We're gonna destash that. But if I'm selling, then we're gonna be over here next to this little spinny Lazy Susan deal. Or we're going to be over there at like this little table thing, with some other stuff. Sorry, I'm just reading. 512 Designs. How you doing? Make sure I'm following you. Heck yeah. Camera views are so hard when you get used to doing things one way. Got to practice that. Yeah, it is tricky. It definitely takes, but it's worth it. In my view, it's worth it. Once we land on one that is like, okay, that is great. That's great for me, and it's great for the viewers. Those of us who do demos, and Emma, welcome in. Know that it is okay. Let me put it the other way. Those of us who don't do demos might not know the struggle, okay, of trying to do demos, because the whole nature of it is you're positioning the phone, the streaming device, to where it has like the point blank view of whatever it is that you're working on, right? But if you position the phone like that, it's literally in between your face and your hands. It's just like in your way. And so it is really tricky to figure out, like, okay, am I going to put it way the hell up here? Am I going to put it kind of in on the side? Your hands get in the way. There's always, it's just definitely work with different angles and different things. We aren't all, OBS is definitely an option. We aren't all that techie, including myself. And so, Robert, welcome in. So I get it, but it makes a difference to the user experience. The dual camera, I did write down dual camera here for the win, is my favorite. If anyone hasn't dabbled with that, I do think it's an iPhone only thing still, but the dual camera where you can see your face and your hands or whatever's in front of you is sweet. I know some people use mirrors too pretty effectively. Um, Playing with different things. But the whole point of this bullet is just that it simply does matter. A little emphasis aside from the different options is, well, I guess a couple, yeah, two points. Key points on this one with the point of view is the first thing. Retro Alley, hello, hello, how you doing? And Nick, welcome in. Is the sweet spot, the visual real estate is the sweet spot. Retro Alley, I really enjoy your Insta posts, so you know. Mary, how you doing? How you doing? You guys follow Retro Alley on Instagram. She's always sharing art on there and has like the best like little soundtracks to go with them. It's a really fun addition to your news feed. I'm just saying. Sammy, welcome in. Welcome in. So you guys just coming in, we're talking live show production today. Deb, welcome in. And just talking about the point of view right now. So the key thing with the point of view, I think, is the sweet spot, which is approximately here to here, right? In any show. And this is to say, and I even could pull this down a little bit more. This would make more sense, right? If we're showing, this is to say, like, whatever is important needs to be in this sweet spot. Whatever we're selling, whatever we're sharing, whatever we want people to see needs to be in this virtual real estate right here. We see a lot of key stuff that lives in and behind the chat. It makes it more difficult for the viewer. Sometimes we can't help it. It just depends. Tober, how you doing? Welcome in. And is it Mia? Mia, welcome in. And so working in the sweet spot, it's most obvious. I guess there's two things here. Because one, with the chat, this does matter too. Like, having darker things down here can help like read the chat. When I'm wearing tie-dye, it's like really hard to read the chat. So there's that. But I was gonna say something about, thank you for the hearts, you guys. The stuff up here. Um, what was I gonna say about it? What was I gonna say about it? I don't know. I lost it, but just that has to be all the important stuff. It has to live, has to, oh, the real estate. And so if we have stuff that's like pinned, that this chat, on my view, it goes up to about right here. The more stuff we have like living down here as far as listings, especially if they have long titles and descriptions, it encroaches on our virtual real estate to where it's like starts getting like all the way up here, and we just have this little sliver of a sweet spot. And so it's just something to be conscious of, that like that's really all we have to work with is the one thing. And then the other thing is the uh I think it's called camera preview. Camera preview. Welcome in, you guys. Is really great before we go live. I feel like, I don't know, do you guys use, how many of you guys use, like, can you guys drop a emoji if you use the camera preview before you go live? Like, do you turn on the camera preview and like check your angle and check your lighting and all that kind of stuff before you actually go live? Or is that a common thing, or is that not? 5 minutes before every show you do that? Mary, you do that also? Okay, that just occurred to me. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Okay, not just me then. If anyone doesn't do that, I do recommend it. Probably every show. It's too bad we can't really check the sound. That is one thing. But with all the visual stuff, you can totally dial it in. And pro tip, remember that some people watch on their computer, and that so the screen is wider, they get more of a view. And so if you have like stuff you think is hiding, it's not. Not to everybody. So just like kind of a fun thing to keep in mind. Danielle, or Daniel, Dan, welcome in. Didn't know there was, oh, there you go. Hey, we are learning together over here, Allie. Heck yeah, do it manually on my phone before. Oh, okay, hey, that works too. That works too. Where is it? Because I'm using my actual. So, ooh, I don't know if I'll be able to show you on this one, but let's try. Let's try. Um oh, yep. Okay, here we go. Tober. Have a look see. Okay, so that's a bad glare. See if we can minimize. You're just gonna get a glare. Sorry. Anyway, it doesn't show like the whole picture on the iPad. I don't know why. Anyway, in the little options over here, right? Go to more, and right there, camera preview. And before you're live, so the very last one there, before you're live, there's actually, I guess it kind of shows it there. If you, okay, when it's like this is just one icon, you can click that and then click it here again, and you'll see it without being live. So there we go. So there we go. I didn't know that you could do. Oh no, that's my camera. Oh, weird. Is my video messed up for you guys? Because now my iPad has uh the camera's on and my iPad now. Ew, turn that off. Hold on. So you can do a camera preview. I don't like that. Okay, let me turn that off. Abort that mission. Do not like. Okay. Don't have that. Still not on Android. Always do a pre-show. Pre-show works as well. Rehearsal mode. Yep, that's a thing too. Yeah, especially rehearsal mode. So rehearsal mode wasn't a thing when I had started, but I would, if it was, I'd be using that all the time. That's a really great tool to dial in our point of view and figure out our virtual real estate, because it really does impact the production of our show. When we're in shows and it's just like hard to see, right? And actually, where were we talking about this before? I think we were talking about, maybe it was on YouTube, maybe it was in here last Tuesday, but something we have to keep in mind as live streamers is that it's not a brick and mortar store where viewers and potential buyers can just create their own adventure and kind of meander through and pick things up and look at things and go ask questions and find an employee, and like they can't just like tour on their own. The users and viewers are locked into whatever experience we create. They have no control over our buttons and our view. If we're shaking the phone, they're subject to it. They don't have any control. We are wholly 110% in control of their experience. And so anything that they need to have like a better experience, we have to manage that on our end as the seller. And it includes this, the angle. Like they can't move and change their angle, right? Like we have to adjust it for them. And so there's that. Can a tablet be used instead of a phone? Yes, it can. To be fair though, I've not actually used my tablet for that, but I know that some people do it. And matter of fact, is there anybody in here that uses their tablet as their primary streaming device? Because um, I don't know why it sketches me out, but it would be. I do like using the tablet for my second device because the chat is larger and because it shows like just on a black screen, so you can see it really easy. Uh, but does it show if you just stream primarily from there? Does it show like your whole? Can you see your face and everything that's going on? Because that would be nice. That'd be nice as well. Catch up a little bit here. Okay, yeah, and poor Android. It's the stepchild. I have bad eyes and looking at a small chat. Yes, it is freaking tiny. Dark background, like dark clothes, dark t-shirt or something is super helpful. Second device is super helpful. And I know some techies have figured out ways to have the chat. Matter of fact, Bug. Actually, let me tag. Let me tag Bug. If you check out this seller's setup, enter with caution because it's like adult content, but um this is the tech person that works at Whatnot, and he does like he has like a whole tech thing, but he has essentially, and I know some other sellers have this like extra screen, and I don't know if it's like a sideways TV or just a monitor. I don't know what it is, but it's just the chat and it's like blown up as big as you can get it. It's super cool, and that would be the way to go if we like really want that assistance. Or just really want to just see the freaking chat. That's the way to do it. So I would check him out. Oh, Mary on Android too. Dang, all the Android. You guys, I feel you because fun fact, I was on Android from like 16 years old all the way up until Whatnot. I was like due for an upgrade and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sell out right now. I'm selling out. Today's the day, and I went and got an iPhone because they get all the extra features. Not all of them. I know there's some stuff that's like Android first, but for the most part, Whatnot is Apple bias. I don't know if they have more developers and on the iOS side or what the deal is, but I don't regret it. And now I don't even really know how to use my Android anymore. It's like foreign to me. I don't know. I'm just saying. Team Android. Apples. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. I loved my Android too, though, and like my kid got it, and I was like, I'll be like, dude, unlock your phone. I don't even know how to do this, or can you just pull up the camera or pull up the thing? I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to operate it. Either case, either case. Um, Point of view matters because the viewers can't control it. It's 100% on the seller to create the point of view that the viewers will enjoy the most, depending on what it is. And I would encourage anyone to consider to dabble with different things, depending on the show type, depending on what we're selling and the show type, the show format. We may present it differently, right? And it does impact the experience, like even to the point of where like how we curate our items in our show, right? Are they all in the shop? Do we have them displayed behind us? Do we have stuff behind us that's not for sale? Because a lot of us stream from our house. Are we showing items like quickly and one by one, or is it like is it clear what's auction and what's buy now? Like there's just a lot of things as far as like presentation that impact the user experience. So there's that. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. They're good phones. I'll put that. I will concur with that. They're good phones. uh Graham, welcome in. Med? Graham, Charlotte, welcome in. So you know what? I gotta say, like anyone that's coming in, that if there's no photo, I just have to assume that you're maybe brand new to the app. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. This is just a community chat show. Sarah Deb, welcome in. Good to see you. This is a community chat show. We do touch on a different topic regarding live selling each week, but it is also just open for there's typically, even if I don't catch the question or know the answer, there's typically someone in here that does know the answer or can answer quicker. And so please, if you're just here for the first time, because I see a lot of new names, please don't be shy. If you're like, I just got here, I don't even know what the hell a bin is, because we've all been there, feel free to ask. There's no stupid questions. Okay. Otherwise, we're talking about live show production. And so thank you for the share. So prep, point of view. The third thing is equipment. This is an easy one. This just is the tech that is required. Yes, we were just kind of alluding to that with Android or Apple, iPads, we got computers, laptops. I don't know if there's other like streaming devices, but there's other tech stuff, right? There's some of us have microphones, which, you know what? I have not tried this yet. You can see it's still in the package, but I did get these little microphones to test out. I did get these little microphones. We see like different kinds. There's like the big fuzzy mic that kind of sits on the table, or there's the ones like these that just kind of clip onto your shirt or whatever. When sellers, the whole thing with tech, especially lighting, visuals, and sound, right? Internet is a big thing. All the things with tech, these are like our subtle live production enhancement tools that we can leverage, that if we do it right, the viewers shouldn't even really notice, right? They should only notice if something's wrong, right? If we have a bad if we have a good internet signal, it shouldn't the viewers shouldn't have to think about it at all. What Liz likes, welcome in. I use hold on, what? Bone conducting headphones. Is that spelled correctly? That's a thing? Bone conducting headphones? Oh, Lost Mermaid. Let me screenshot that. I don't know. Can I screenshot that? Yeah. Now I'm curious too. I don't know. I'm gonna ask though. I am going to ask. Where do I go from there? Ross, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. Only you can hear. I lost my train of thought with these ones. Talking about microphones, right? Are we talking about internet? I saw a red chat and now my brain is in like Rome. I don't know. Oh, the bone conducting. Oh, that I'm gonna have to look that up too. That sounds so that it sounds like you would feel the sound, if that makes sense. Like it would be like, I don't know, like does it like vibrate in your bone? It seems like I'm gonna have to look that up because now I'm curious. Now I'm curious. Headphones. So or head bone conducting. Hmm. So it's like the big, okay. You know what? Sometimes it makes me laugh because I come on here to like share thoughts and stuff. And you guys, just to reiterate, because there's some new folks coming in here, I'm not an expert at any of the things. I like the term student teacher, right? I have been on the platform for 3 years, but I just kind of step to my own beat and learn things just based on where I'm at and what I'm doing. And I think it's funny because there's always I learn. I'm here to share like things that I'm chewing on typically, but I always learn stuff from you guys. And so I super appreciate that because I was like, huh, TIL. Sorry, not a tech question. I haven't done a show yet. Working on creating wood products to sell. How many would I need to start with? Ooh. Any opinions on that? 512. Hmm. It really depends on your comfort zone, I would think, and like how long you're trying to be live. If it would be awkward to um have, 3 to 5 items, then I would say have more. Like, so, because, well, your first show gets boosted, know that. So you end up with like a couple extra people, 5 of each to start, or 25 of just one type, enough to display your talents. Very conditional, right? Depending on what you sell. I would agree with that. I did visit a show recently that was is like a foodie show, but there was only a single product, and it makes it difficult for viewers to retain when it's like you come in and then in like 2 minutes you've seen what there is to see, and then you're like, okay, thanks, I'll see you next time, kind of a thing. So the more things you have, the more incentive for folks to stick around. So yeah, I like that answer of, well, if there's like a diversity, if you create um 10 different styles of wood products, maybe aspire to have one of each of those or a couple of each of those. I do know that woodworking is extremely time intensive, and so um, truly just up to live demo is an option too. You can make stuff while you're live, and people love to see that kind of stuff, especially if you're on a lathe or something like that. So can you have too much inventory? I think so. I personally, what do you guys think? Is there such thing as too much inventory? I personally, it depends on how it's being shown, maybe too. If it's like a buy now show, um, if it's auctions, I ain't looking in the auction tab if it's okay, let me start over. Let me tell you my personal, not just say hi, how you doing? My personal, I'm hearing there is such thing as too many things. Decision fatigue is a real thing. So is low attention span. I will just tell from my experience, if I have to scroll past 50 items, mentally it becomes difficult for me. Um, Especially the more curated the shop is, the easier it is to scroll through more numbers. Like if there's 500 items, but you can really easily see, okay, this is the snacks, this is the shirts, this is the toys or whatever like that, then you can like just jump to what you want. But bins that are like just overcrowded and stuff, I have a difficult time. I don't have the attention span for that. I will resort to, and especially like I think when you click back to the show and then you go back, you have to start from the beginning again and find your spot. It's like a whole thing. So I don't want to say there's like a right and wrong way to do it, because some people do have success selling out of large shops like that. However, I would just know that many viewers are going to rely on what you're pulling out and showing on the screen. They're not going to look. They're just going to say, "I'm just going to look at what you're showing me," and we'll stick to right here, right here. So the saddest thing is an artist is having dead inventory that you have to dispose of. That is very sad. You're not wrong. Um, yeah, but woodworking, man, if I was to start again, I might start with demos. I got to be honest. I might start with demos. Maybe demo sales. If you have a good amount of inventory, I wouldn't wait. That's the thing I want to say. As I wouldn't wait. If you have the inventory, go live and just show it and talk about it. If you don't have that much inventory, go live and make it. That's what I would say. Um, you never know who's watching. You never know who's going to be in there. So this I know. Should be able to hear me now. Can we hear me now? Okay, cool. Thank you. It like goes away and then it takes a minute to like go away all the way. So this is why we need to be able to run auctions with you know what, Tober? It seems like that's coming. It seems like that's coming in the form of templates. It's being beta tested. Yeah, it's and that's essentially exactly what it is. They're calling it templates. They actually had a blog post about it a little bit ago. They're calling it templates, but that's essentially what it is variants with that are auctionable. That's really what it is. So alternative to random pull listings, so you can have like more detail, but it's like one listing where you have a bunch of stuff and you can just run and it keeps track of how many of each size or color or whatever like that. And 512, thank you for hopping in here. If you have any questions, my inbox is open. The woodworking category is one of the newer categories on here. It's just getting started. You're here at a good time. And so if I can assist along the way, even just ping you with some contacts over there, I would love to help. So yeah, I've seen the templates in action a lot. It seems pretty cool, right? I was trying to dabble with it for wood destashing because handmade stuff is a little tricky depending on what we make. If it's like one of ones, then you can't really do. I don't know that templates are really appropriate. They're more designed for like larger volume. I was trying to do it for destashing, but then I was like setting up the listings, and then I can't figure how to get the different like variants in there. So I was like, either I'm stupid or or I messed up. I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see. It when you watch in other people's shows, it does seem cool, and it like numbers and tracks your inventory of your sold items in sequence, and so it doubles as a nicer auction tool, but also a nicer shipping resource because it tracks your sales in order. If that makes sense, but it does seem pretty cool. Maybe if they beta test it successfully and get all the feedback they're looking for, then they'll dish out to everybody. So there's that. Just create multiple different items. So I'm trying to figure out what works. Um, Miss Rig, it is, or so Daisy, it is. I think handmade is still in general figuring it out, and so just know it's not just you. Um, there's there's uh there's some stuff that people have been figuring out that works, but I still think in like 5 years it's gonna look. We're really gonna know where things are landing in like a couple, like 3 to 5 years, 2 to 5 years, because it grows pretty fast. But yeah, just keep if it just try different things and just keep going. Just keep trying different things. Okay, I digress. You guys, we're talking about tech. We're talking about live show production, and we're on to the tech stuff. And so, just to reiterate, oh yeah, 100%, yes. Which again, if no one's seen So Daisy's inventory, it is fantastic. It is fantastic. So, with tech, if we're doing it right, viewers shouldn't even notice. That's the takeaway with the tech. Um, Viewers are going to notice if our internet is bad. They're going to notice if our lighting is bad. They're going to notice if our sound is in and out. They're going to notice if there's anything wrong with our tech. They're going to notice if our tech is square, they're not going to notice any of it. They're just going to notice the experience, which is what we want, right? And so it is on us to just be conscious of the tech options and like how we can leverage the different tech options to enhance that viewer experience because it does contribute to the production of our live shows, right? So thank you for the hearts, you guys. And so I haven't dabbled with this microphone yet, but I do know these are nice for separating the sound, for tackling the sound in and out type of thing. Because if I get up and I'm like talking over here and I'm looking over here and I'm talking like this and I'm trying to show something over here, I'm trying to get you guys to track and all this kind of stuff. And especially if I get up and go grab something, music is right behind there, stationary. My voice is going to be all over the place. If I have a microphone, um, the voice is going to be consistent, right? So where you wouldn't even notice it. So I think these are probably a cool thing. Without diving too much into the tech, the only one thing I want to point out is the difference in two pieces of lighting. One is the ring light because it's so popular. Live sellers love them some ring lights. Love them some. Somebody, someone probably is, but if not, somebody should just be on here selling ring lights because people love ring lights and with good reason. And I have a ring light too because you can clip your phone in it. It's so convenient. It just like nicely, you can change the tone of the light, all this kind of stuff. But the one thing with ring lights, you guys, is that they're not actually for everybody. If we have a ring light and we also have glasses, that can can disrupt the production, that can disrupt the experience. It can take the focus away from what we're saying and put it on our glasses, or it can take the focus away from what we're selling and put it on our glasses because we're like squirrels or raccoons, where if there's just like shiny objects flashing in our faces, we're like we can't focus, right? So box lights, if we have glasses or if we have products, prime example. So this is a ring light, right? You can see the ring light in the glasses, right? If I'm wearing these, this is what you're seeing. You know what I mean? Aside from them being glasses, the plastic on them. Some of us sell stuff that's always in plastic, be it like sleep cards, food things. There's certain things where the packaging, if it's just this clear plastic, that ring light is not the best friend. It's not the best friend. And I just want to emphasize this because I feel like we forget that's not the only option. And box lights, if we have reflective deals in our show, then box lights are the best friend. Box lights are the best friend. And this is like you get two of them and you set them up like here and here behind the thing, behind the camera, and it just creates like you can adjust the tone and the intensity, and it just makes a soft light with no reflection, and so no distraction, because again, the tech, if done correctly, we don't notice it at all. And so box lights are the one that like ain't nobody gonna notice it. And so um for tech, that's about it. And then just I guess I did write down the phone mount. That's kind of an obvious one though, but again, the viewers can't control the experience. We have to. And so if we're shaking the phone because we're just holding it while we're talking, it's very much like you guys get on the phone call. Anyone that has kids and your kids get old enough to be FaceTiming and stuff, and you're like trying to talk to your kid on the phone, and you're like, dude, hold the phone still for the love of all that is holy. Would you stop walking around the house and like showing me they're just walking and talking, like just like flailing their arms everywhere. It's dizzying and it's just you're just like hold it still, right? That's what we are. That's toddlers, okay? That's what we're doing to our viewers if we don't just mount the phone. Just mount the phone. I don't care where. Prop it up against something if we don't have a mount, right? Get a little tiny get one of these. These are like $1, okay? Just get one of these. They swivel, okay? Um anything we can just set it up against anything. Just get yourself one of these dope pop sockets, right? And pop that bad boy up something. um put the phone up though, don't be shaking the phone because it interrupts the experience, right? Like if if we're on location live thrifting, doing estate sales, this kind of stuff, they make those phone mounts that are like, is it called Kimball? There's probably a couple different ones. I think they're called Kimball is the main one, but they're like a, a post kind of a gimbal, thank you. um it's like a phone mount, but it's like just on a handle, right? It's thicker than this demonstration. Yeah, it's like a stabilizer. Yeah, and they have a little tripod thing, and so you can hold on to them when you need to. And as you're walking, it's like stabilizing and self like leveling and stuff. So it makes the viewer have like this smooth, like there's motion, but it's smooth. It doesn't have that jerky stuff. And then you need to set it down. There's like this little tripod thing, and you just set it down, right? Something. Um, Shaken's no good though. Okay, shaken's no good for the live show production. All right. Welcome in, you guys. A videographer class in schools. That's what's up. I have been in shows in the cellars all over the place. Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes depending on my mood, I'll be like, okay, let me I'm gonna ride this out for a minute and I'm just gonna see how this goes. And sometimes I'm not in the mood and I'm like, as soon as it starts, I'm like, nope. We can come back later. I can't. Sometimes I just can't. My brain is like, it's distracting. Natural state of high. I think my kids were just past the bluey. So I don't know, big muffin energy, but it sounds cool. It sounds fun. Big muffin energy. Okay, just making sure I didn't miss nothing. Use these on my watch. Yeah, they're money. Gimbal money. So that's it for equipment. Just making it always the number one tip is rewatching past shows, right? If we watch our past shows, we go do a live thrift or something, any kind of different kind of show format, it's just really rewatch and actually look for all these things. Look for the point of view and the equipment, right? If we notice any text stuff in our past shows, then we know what to do. We know what to do to enhance the experience, right? Muffin steals the phone during a FaceTime. Oh, okay, yes, yes, I can see that. Yes, um, spot on. Yes. Okay, so prep, point of view, equipment. That's the first things with the live show production. And then we get into the show itself. And this is the two bullets for this are the process and the entertainment factor. I put them in this order, process and then entertainment factor, because I think process is in my view, maybe this is different for different people because I'm coming from a introvert, um different work experience, I guess, kind of a mode. So it probably comes more the entertainment factor probably comes more naturally to people who are natural entertainers. So maybe it would be swap. But for me, process is easier to sort out first and dial in first and focus on and pin down because there's so many options as far as process, but process is super. I don't even know which of these would be like the most important part of the experience, but like all these things, the prep, the point of view, the equipment, and the process too. But these things like get people in and get the viewers, right? People are viewers before they're buyers. And so these we have to set the stage for viewers and then convert them to buyers. And so the process is the conversion to buyers, but it is like you're still viewing the process. So anyway, so there's so many options for this, and it really is to each their own as far as live show production and process because different options work better for different people, personalities, products. Whether we are doing auction shows, whether we're doing buy now shows, whether we're doing surprise sets, whether we're doing like competitive stuff, whether we're doing raid trains, whether we're doing like huge liquidations, whether we're doing demo and auction personalized stuff, it really depends on what we are offering, what process best suits that. And then it also depends on our personality because even if like I know I like to use this example sometimes because it is such a common thing, but there's a lot of folks in the Facebook groups and stuff. They're like, "Oh, where do I get a pallet?" I see, it seemed like you watch pallet pullers and you're like, oh, they make that stuff look easy. They make that stuff look so easy. And welcoming you guys. And we think, oh, if they could do it, I could do that. And they're just making hella money. And I can pull stuff off a pallet and sell it, right? But we don't realize what goes into it. But the thing is that like maybe that works for some people and some personalities and some people matches some people's energy, but pallet pulls are not for everyone. That is extremely like hard work, laborious work that takes a whole lot of effort, even just to source properly. There's a lot of trials and tribulations that come with pallet pulling, and then the shipping situation is totally different. And so something might look a certain way, and in theory, yeah, we could do that and we may want to aspire for that. But in practice, we might find out really quick that it doesn't match our personality, our energy, what we enjoy selling and doing. We might not like that process personally. Um, so the process in our production really ought to match our energy to whatever degree that we can make it, because it's if we can create shows that we enjoy, that enjoyment will transfer to whoever's in our room, right? If we hate palette pulls, and then we go to do shows where we're well, I have these three pallets, and so now I got to sell them. If we're just disgruntled the whole time, like our audience is going to feel that, right? And so trying to find a happy medium there, I think, is really important. Welcoming you guys. Just the thought of dealing with all this stuff, but oh yeah, I they can have it. They can have it. I don't envy. I do not. There's certain y'all understand. Like I know when I just the other day, last Wednesday, I did a wood stash show, and I was really surprised. Well, there was one person in particular that came in. There were a couple people who came in buying, but there was one person in particular that was just swiping on like everything, and I was like, embracing it because like heck yeah, please help me get rid of this stuff. But at the same time I was like, I don't know, in the back of my mind I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna ship all this. I don't know how that's gonna is all this ain't gonna fit in one box, and like how are we gonna, but I wasn't like, I was just like, I'm gonna keep going. But those like high volume, like let's just ship a whole bunch of stuff, like that's not for me. That's not for me. I like to sit here and take my sweet time, packaging and button something up just the cutest, for somebody, and just like these onesie twosie, like I like to just sit, what am I going to write this note about, like that's how I like to package. I don't like to just get 100 things out the door. I do not enjoy that. Like I'll do it if I have to, but like I don't, that's not, to each their own. To each their own, I'm just saying. Grandma's goodies, yeah, it's just, I don't know. But shipping is a celebration of selling, okay? So only gratefulness, even if it is a pain in the butt, only gratefulness, from the shipping situations. Either case, process matters. The type of show that we do, the pace of the show is humongous. Humongous. Thank you for that share. Grandma's goodies. The pace of the show is humongous, and the communication during the show, I think, is humongous. Communication, meaning like how we're selling the things, is part of the production. The selling is part of the production, right? Because that's the whole goal. But there is a huge difference in how we communicate, how we talk about the items that we're selling. I know that handmade folks have a hard time with this, especially because it's awkward talking about things that you've made, but practice, right? But even with resell, there's things that we might not realize that we're just repeating over and over and over again. Super cute. Look how cute this is right now. Okay, this is the next one. Oh my God. Can you believe the cuteness? So cute. Here we go. $5. Start running now. And then, oh my God, you're not going to believe this next one. It's in pink. Oh my God. Have you ever seen something so cute? We might not realize that unless we're going back through our shows and just going, oh my God, I said that about 50 freaking times. And so, yeah, just super cute. This is like, I got this whole rack, just all the cuteness, right? So, um, TJ, I do it too. I do it too. If anyone's new to me, I feel like I could speak to these things because I'm guilty of all the things. Okay. Just the cute sale, just all the cutes. 2 years and I'm still playing with the pacing of the hand. It's Sarah, me too. But you know what? I haven't fully landed on. I'm trying to anchor into. You know what? I just if I just operate at the speed I operate at, and just just has to be someone there for me that can appreciate that pace. I don't know. I but something for everybody. I know that sometimes like chill stream, Tiny, thank you for the share. Sometimes chill streams are appreciated because there's a lot of streams that are just like you go there to just chill. Um Nice even tone of voice with the seller, nice, like they control their room and it's just a nice easy pace, lots of demo shows. Tam's Creative Journey is an example. Shop 801 Lane is an example. The Archivist is an example. There's lots of sellers who that's their vibe, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Personally, I like going to shows like that. And I will say that like there's a difference in how people shop too, even if they're not just viewing. Some is so I'll read that in just a sec. Some people like shopping in those high energy, fast paced type of shows where it's just like rapid fire auctions and like that's cool. But there's a spectrum, and everybody can, and this is where it has to match our personality. Everybody really ought to find where they are in that spectrum and not succumb to the idea that it has to be black and white. Like there's any kind of combination of speed in there because viewers are different. If I'm shopping, if I'm actually shopping, I don't spend money as a hobby. I don't buy stuff just to buy stuff. I buy stuff with intention for the most part. I do like a whim every once in a while, but for the most part, I'm buying with intention. And so if I'm doing that, I'll hop into a show and I'll hang out for a little bit. If I already know what I'm getting, sometimes I have stuff bookmarked. Like if Liz goes live and I see her, or I see if I see her soap listing pop up, I'm just gonna go in there. I'm gonna swipe and I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? But sometimes I'm in and out. But otherwise, if I'm like shopping, I'm sitting there observing for a little bit and I'm listening to the seller. I may be asking some questions. I'm looking through the shop. I'm like analyzing and assessing all the things. And then eventually I'm going to make a purchase. And especially if I'm getting anything like personalized or customized, that is not a rushed process. That's not a quick, like, boom, boom. If people are selling handmade stuff, handmade, that I know that handmade is like a really broad spectrum, but if people are selling handmade stuff, let's just say, um, what's a good example? Since I just said Liz, I'll use soap as an example. If there's a handmade person selling soap, um, if they're just buzzing through, this is this type, this is this scent, this is this scent, and just like rapid fire auctioning, there's about a zero chance that I'm going to swipe on any of it because, like, I want to know about it. What is going into my skin? What am I swiping on? Like, slow down and tell me, what did you put in that? Where did you get the ingredients from? What's the process that goes into, like, how long have you been making this? Like, slow down and tell me you made it, so value educate me. Like I'm not just, you know what I mean? Especially if they're pricey. I expect me as a buyer, I expect like a little bit of slower something, right? Like if Estelle is selling a jewelry pair, the earrings and the pendant combo, that warrants some like, hey, let me tell you about how where I found these and how I found this one like a year ago and I just been waiting for the match and then I finally found it over at this beach and then I did it like this because these complement and here's the kind of wire and here's the hypoallergenic and whatever and then this pendant went so good and I paired it with these blah blah blah, like talk about it a little bit. um not everything's designed for like that rapid fire auction type of thing, I'm just saying. Yeah, exactly, like what is it if it's um clothes, clothes sellers could be a good example too, like uh size medium. I ain't swiping on that. What do you mean size medium? You made that. So like how like okay, I'm 5'8". Is that gonna fit me? Like slow down. I have a question. If I can't even get a question, I'm not buying anything. I'm just saying, but I know not everybody shops like me, but I know that some people do. And so grain of salt, but I'm just saying. I don't think slow is a bad thing. I say all that to say I don't think slow is necessarily a bad thing inherently. So um oh, you guys are super cute. You should be neighbors. Let's see. Was told the whatnot female Mr. Rogers. That's adorable. That's adorable. Okay, so grandma's goodies is the cute word of death. Her use um amazing, so good in other words. Uh, I've heard to use amazing, so good in other words more than the word cute. I think mixing it up. I think mixing it up. I'm just exaggerating on the cute thing. I know that some people do that with that word specifically, but in general, I think just mixing it up. It's difficult, right? The because we just default to certain language isms, but more so than the word, it's just like habitually our go-to what we say all the time. So like my thing verbally is saying an unnecessary amount of times. And it's something that I always am practicing not doing. And you can tell when I'm like off a little bit, or like if I'm extra tired, or just kind of whatever, because I start doing it more. I start like regressing more into it, but it just more so than the word itself. It's just like the reoccurrence. If it's like over and over. So if you're doing a show and you're just like every 3 seconds, you're saying, um, this is dope, your viewers are going to be like, okay, that's like the 10th time I've heard that. Like, pick a different word. You know what I mean? So it's more the variety. It's more the variety. There's a lot of cute stuff. There's a lot of cute stuff. I gotta say, on the whatnot. Retro Alley. That's probably my number two worst word that I say. So I feel her, but they are things though, and they do impact the viewer experience to some degree. It's easier to sit through this kind of stuff, but there are a few. Uh there's one seller in particular who says 100 times worse than me, and it's bad enough that I cannot sit through the show. It is that bad. So to each their own. We all got our things. They hold a large room though, so it is, it is what it is. But there's other clothing sellers. I notice this a lot where the it's high volume or whatever, but it just holds something up. Size medium, running now, size medium, running now, just like over and over. You're like, dude, no one's coming in and out of the chat that quick. Like, say it once and then say it again towards the end or something, like relax. I can't sit in those either, where it's just like constant, no dead air, just repeating the same thing over and over and over and over, especially if it's screaming. I'm just like, oh, dude, I can't. All this to say, process matters. Process matters. It impacts the come on chat. It impacts the viewer experience. It just does. The pace, our tone, whether we're screaming, whether we're describe how we're describing the things, like the little details. And this is the biggest one I think that that is like the I don't even know if I want to say biggest. This is the longest one, it seems like, to dial in. This is even when it comes to process, this is the one where we'll see people doing something, have like a certain kind of show for a year or more, and then they switch it up. They got to switch up their process. It takes a long time, I think, especially because the options and tools do change over time, but it just really takes a long. There's so many different options. It really takes a while to get to know each of them and really figure out what aligns best with us as sellers, who are in charge of the production, right? The pace that we like, the format that we like, the descriptions and the timing and all the things, and like how to best communicate what it is that we're selling in a way that we can connect best with our buyers. So it has to do with us, but then it requires this constant market feedback, because if it doesn't work for our buyers, then it doesn't work. It has to work for both. And so I feel like this is the longest process to dial in, is like, what is our show process? We go live at this time. What are we doing for that hour? What are we doing for that 2 hours? Can we articulate it? Then, if no, then it's not a process, right? Like our show format. It's a huge part of live production. If we don't, and this is the last thing I'll say about this, I think, if we don't have, actually, I'll share the notes on it. But if we don't have it set up to where we understand this is what I'm going live and doing, then our viewers are not going to understand either. And so we should be able to, I guess, as like a summary here, we should be able to go live and say, hey, welcome in, you guys. This is what we're doing today. You know what I mean? Simply put, like, hey, welcome in. This is what we're doing today. X, Y, Z, boom. If we can't do that, if we're just like, hey, we're just here, then our viewers are going to be like, okay, for how long? What are we doing? What are you selling? What am I signing up for? How long am I waiting here to find out what? It's like, if we can describe it, then if we understand it, then they can understand it too. I see the super enthusiastic folks and wonder why I can't do that, but just not how. Yeah, I'm with you, Sarah. No interest in being a high. Could you imagine coming in and I'm like screaming at the chat? You'd be like, someone would DM me and be like, Tamika, are you okay? Because what in the actual are you doing? It wouldn't match my personality. Personality matters. But they have so many people in the show. They do. Some people love that abuse. They love it. Just to each their own. They're entertaining. I'll sit in those every once in a while, but there's different buyers for different things, and our job is to show up. My opinion, our job is to show up doing what we came here to do and just stay visible so the people who are meant to find us can find us. Our job is not to go chasing everybody else's type of viewers and buyers. If they like that, then that's cool. And if you like that as a seller, then that's also cool. That there's not a right or wrong way to do it. It just to each their own. But doing something that works for you, because otherwise you're just going to burn out anyway. If you're not like a hype person, if you try to go on doing hype shows, eventually that's going to catch up and you're going to be like going to push the live button and you're going to be like, I don't have it in me, because it's not your natural like energy. So tell them what you're doing. Tell them that you told them. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I try to keep let me move that. I try to keep a good pace, but not fast like those big sellers. More like they are hanging out. Yeah, you know what? Some people really enjoy that. That's the thing. Like some people really enjoy that. The big hype shows do make sense for folks who are trying to sell big volumes of stuff. You may have it as part of your business model to build a room of 100 or 1,000 people. If you have a whole team that you're trying to pay, and if you have big overhead to pay because you've got a warehouse and like a whole shipping department, and you have like these different, you got like a marketing person that you pay part-time, and you have like all these, it just, everybody's business looks different. So but if you're a one person show, one person owner operator maker especially, you're wearing a lot of hats, right? You're wearing a lot of hats, and like if you're not making uh 1,000 pieces of inventory a week, then you don't need to aim for that goal of selling 1,000 pieces of inventory a week. That doesn't make sense if it's just you. But if you have a team, that would make perfect sense. And so, really, it just is up to the individual. And so, okay, process. I had like two more notes, and then there's only the entertainment factors left. We're doing pretty good on time. Thank you guys for being here. Also, thank you for the hearts. Does anybody in here have uh they renamed it from gems. Not the gems, but the we were just talking about last week. What's the thing called? It starts with a P. It starts with a P. The challenges, points. Thank you. Simply Smart Shopping. Do you have that? So what do you see when you're tapping the screen? Because I thought that the seller would be able to see it too, but I just see yellow hearts. Grandma's Goodies. You have the. Oh, I keep saying grandma's. It's Grand M's, or is it Grand Mrs.? Now I feel like I've been saying it wrong the whole time. How do I say your name? Got it yesterday morning. How fun! So, what do you guys see when you're tapping? Then, what do you see? Retro Alley. This is a brand new. You got balloons. This is a brand new. I don't. Is it only rolling out to some iPhone? I don't know if it's an iPhone Android thing. I have iPhone and it doesn't. I don't have it, but it's just like a handful of beta testers essentially have this new like points thing where essentially you your interactions on the app daily can unlock different, well, emojis. For like, instead of hearts, you can basically like earn points to buy different emojis, is one thing. And then you can also earn points for what do they call it, a Megatron, or a something like that. There's like a big something. So if you buy in another person's show, there's like this big emoji thing that goes across the screen. Apparently, it's like a something Tron, and yeah. So if you get it, you'll know though, because it'll show up like with your rewards, or it shows up with your, yeah, in the same spot that your rewards are. When you click in there, if you have the points enabled to beta test, you see two extra tabs there. One's for earning, and then one's for the ones that you have or spending or something like that. So keep a lookout, because it should be rolling out to everybody if it all like tests that and everything in the reward system. Okay. Um, it could be an update. Yeah, there was an update this morning, and so it could be when you update it, it'll just be there. Oh, only on the older account. Interesting. Interesting. That's so fun. A number one finger. That's so fun. I want to see them. I was thinking that they were going to be visible even to those who didn't have them, as long as the person that was like in your show had them or whatever like that. But so I wonder, Tober, would I be able to see them in your show then? Would I be able to see them in your show? Like if you tap your own screen, or if I tap your string, is that what you would see? Got it this morning. So they're just now rolling out. Well, dang. Things are to get engagement, but it's like there is going to be two, and get the emoji Megatron, but there's a in there that you're unlocking coupons. There could carry things they have. I imagine if they have like promo days and this kind of thing, but we'll see what all they end up doing with it. So, but it does seem fun. It does seem fun. Seller options and turn on. Mine should be, all my options should be on. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, as soon as I get it, you guys will be the first to know because I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be popping in all the shows just to do that. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 4th of July popsicle. Is that your emoji? Ah, the cutest. So cute. So cute. Do you see anything? No, just the yellow. All I see is the yellow hearts, just the regular stuff for me. Fun. You guys are having so much more fun than me right now because I just see the yellow hearts. I see the yellow. That's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Um. Okay. I digress. I digress. Jackson, welcome in. Okay. Show process. The only other note that I had was whatever our process is to make it repeatable. That was the last thing, really. Making it repeatable. If it's a good process and it's something that we can just rinse and repeat, like we can build it, we can dial it in, and then we can just rinse and repeat it, right? And then we build something like that, and then we can go, I like all this stuff. I don't like this one portion, so let me change that. And then, rinse and repeat it like that. And we just dial in something real good process. Okay. Uh, and then I'll leave that one there. And then the last thing is entertainment. Entertainment. Welcome in. Look, is it pronounced Seawolf? I like that. We kind of alluded to entertainment a little bit ago. It just is important. It is important. I put this as the last bullet for live show production. Those just coming in. We talked about prep, point of view, tech equipment, and process for our live show production considerations. And then the last thing is entertainment. I know that this comes naturally to some, but I do think this is top 2 3 most unique attributes of live shows with in respect to traditional online commerce, right? If we're doing a live show, we're selling via a live show. This is very different than selling on a traditional e-commerce website. And if we're selling on Etsy or if we're selling on uh, eBay or whatever, welcome in RN Life. If we're selling on a static listing platform, we don't have to entertain. Simply put, it's nowhere. We talked about our freaking pie chart, right? Our pie chart, our live selling pie chart. If we are selling on a static listing platform, the entertainment is 0% of that pie chart. We don't have to be entertaining at all because we don't have to hold attention. We don't have to hold a room. We don't have to connect with viewers to convert them to buyers. Static listing platforms, we just bypass all that. We just hone wholly in on the listings. Live show production and format is different because entertainment matters a lot. Because if we can't get the viewers, uh, we don't have viewers to convert into buyers. So going back to the point about personality and energy, I do think that entertainment, there's lots of different forms. I don't think that like the hype shows are necessarily all there is. I don't think we have to aspire necessarily to be something we're not. I think that there's like, I try to put it in perspective every once in a while for myself that there's like literally tens of millions on the platform. buyers and sellers. Sellers are also buyers. There's something truly for everybody. And while I do think it's best to put like our best foot forward, our best authentic foot forward, we should be authentic, but it should be like our professional, consistent, authentic self. Funny Farm guys, welcome in. Lori, welcome in. And so entertainment doesn't necessarily have to be hype, though. Entertainment can be chill. Entertainment can just be your vibe, period. Some people entertain with their humor. Some entertain with their ability to connect and relate with people. Some entertain by storytelling. Some entertain just by being goofy. Some entertain by being like really physically like active, and just some entertain by dressing up. Some entertain um just some entertain just by selling constant, like nonstop. That's a form of entertainment too. If you're just like, hey, we're here to do this here, there's nothing wrong with that either. But it's got to hold attention, and that's the point. And it doesn't. It matters less what it is, what angle we choose, and it just matters more that we recognize, that we try to learn and recognize what type of entertainment we can offer, what we can offer. Because if we have no idea, then it's going to be hard for our, again, going back to like, if we can't define it, then our viewers probably can't either. And so if we know that we can offer um educational or motivational or um whatever like that through our demos, or if we can story tell and we're selling art, we can maybe identify that, like, part of selling this art is being able to tell the story behind it. Part of selling these creations is being able to share, explain what it is. Like, that's a skill set, that's an entertaining skill set. Simply Smarter Shopping, it's hard. I'm not gonna even pretend like it's easy. It is hard. And that's why this one's the last thing on the list, because I think this is the one that takes the most like soul searching and kind of like really self um evaluation. Thank you for the share, Funny Farm guys. If anyone in here has not seen her tie-dye, by the way, it's fantastic. If you're a tie-dye fan, she's got like a whole freaking inventory of all kinds of products. It's not even just clothes. It's like it's all good stuff too. So highly recommend if you're into that. But that's why it's the last thing, because entertainment is some people are naturally, it just comes natural, and that's fine. I would even argue that even if it does come naturally, that doesn't mean that it necessarily may like behoove us to just ignore it completely, that there like may be room for growth, but it's more obvious if there's room for growth if we're not naturally entertaining. But either case, it demands our it demands a spot in our pie chart. It just does. If we are live sell Melinda's Creations, welcome in. Mike Subaru, cool name. Welcome in. It just demands its own recognition. If we are to be doing live sales, we cannot, in my opinion, we cannot ignore this one portion, because we could have, if we're like planning out our live show production, and you're like, hell yeah, I prep all this stuff here, got my point of view all dialed in, got my tech equipment all set up, and I got my show process down. Okay, we can nail all those things if we can overachieve in all these areas, and then the entertainment factor can carry less weight, for sure, because it's like a ratio, it's like an average. But we can't have entertainment at zero. We can't have it at zero. And so that's because it simply is part of the math. It is part of the equation, whether we like it or not. So it just requires our conscious what's the word I'm looking for? It just requires our conscious to just be there. And so when we're rewatching our shows, for instance, or when we're in other people's shows observing and stuff, we could, if it's in our conscious, we can be like slowly, like little by little, adopting different things and like dialing in different things. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to just even ask, because sometimes people we might not. Sometimes it's easier to watch somebody else's show and be like, oh well, this, that, and the other, that's what they need to do differently, or that is their best quality, so they should double down on that. And then, but instead of this thing that they're focusing on, or this kind of, it's easier to see that with other people. Sometimes people can see us like that, where they go, well, you're great at this X, Y, and Z, but these A, B, and C, these are not your strong suits. And so like sometimes outside perspective can help with that. But either case, I think we all do have something personality wise that makes us unique, that people are attracted to. And so, or entertained by, to whatever degree. And so I just think it takes a minute to like really figure out what those things are, because I don't think it's like that obvious to a lot of us, myself included. So just practicing, I suppose. When you get the tapping emojis, you should be able to see others taps. Oh, okay, so those of you in here who have the points, you guys can see each other's emojis too. You don't see each other's as um the yellow hearts. Like you can see the rockets and the number ones and all that stuff. Is that what you're saying? I feel even more left out. I'm so offended. This is my show, damn it. I want to see the damn emojis. We don't have that. Okay, me and Liz, we can sit over at the kids' table together, and all you guys can have fun with with your emojis. I'm gonna write a letter about this. I'm gonna write a letter. Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I'm a good listener and give good feedback, but that doesn't work here on Whatnot. Well, not with that attitude, TJ. Not with that attitude. I'm just kidding. No, I really truly believe that it's just a matter of, we're I feel like we're always like one little tweak away from like the unlock. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're like, okay, I have this here and it needs to go here. Like, what do I like doing a maze? And you're just like, where's the connection, right? Um, for the record, I've told Simply Smart Shopping that I think she should be doing a chat show, because she's extremely, extremely, extremely knowledgeable about the app. And she also has a wealth of knowledge with handmade stuff, because she makes all kinds of stuff, all kinds of stuff. Like I'm talking whole gift shop type of stuff, for events, for sellers, for holidays, birthday, like all, every occasion, everything. Um, there are unlocks in the works, if just right on the verge. And so it's just a matter of it, like it's always like just right freaking there, just right freaking there. But I think there's um I think everybody's strengths have some place, and it just is like, even just like something like uh I'm debating if I want to put, there are some, how do I want to word this? There are some sellers on the platform who don't necessarily revolve their business around product sales. They revolve their business around other things, other services, um, other things. It could be um, seller support, it could be educational stuff, it could be raid trains or community events and things, it could be um there's like music things, there's I don't know, like there's like digital stuff, there's different things that I've seen over the 3 years that are not necessarily sassy vintage chick, welcome in, how you doing? There's different things that, just because Whatnot hasn't grown into all the options yet, doesn't mean that those don't exist and that they're not there, because there's value. I think everybody has like some kind of value that they bring that is like can be converted monetarily, um, but not necessarily all stuff that you like put in an envelope and ship, if that makes sense. And so I don't know. I just think that there's like I think there's something for everybody personally. Um, been watching for them, Melinda. They left out their star list. I missed what that one was. It's forbidden fruit. Getting the challenge done is going to be. Oh yeah, that's the whole point. It's gamification. That's the whole point. Keep people on the app. Hey, heads up to anybody who has not already got their boundaries in place, right? Their boundaries, healthy boundaries, as the archivist says. If you don't have your boundaries in place, you better figure them out before you get into these points, because you'll be like, oh, I gotta. Not now, babe. I got to earn these points here. Um, kids will have to wait. Make your own food because I got these points here that I got to earn today. Bid on. Oh, ooh. Dang, Michelle, I want it. I didn't know I was going live today knowing that I was gonna be jealous. Super jelly about them points. I've been done a few, we'll bring them back in September, I think. Ooh, heck yeah. I don't take advice from Tony Robbins on how to work a 9 to 5. I go to him for motivational speaker advice. Yep. Long ago, Whatnot had the option to send like digital patterns. Wish they would bring that back. Yeah, I heard that, and I could never find something in the TOS that said that we could do that. But I was curious. I think Stay Home to Shop was talking about that, how people could sell like digital stuff and not have anything to ship. Um, I've been curious about that since then, but people find ways to sell other things. Like I know that somebody sent me a digital. I never actually read it yet for certain reasons, but I have like a digital book that somebody wrote. Um, Live Seller Pro and Making Grace Vintage. They have like this digital live seller um, resource, and but they send you a printout of like the QR code is how they were doing it. I don't know if they still have it. It's been a while, but oh yeah, send me screenshots. Would love. Would love. Oh, and then it went away, Melinda. I'm so sad. About 3 years ago, I want digital products. I've definitely been working on them, and it would love to sell. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't like. Obviously, I don't have any strings to pull or anything, but I would, if I was a betting person, I would bet dollars, not a lot, but some dollars that digital products would be somewhere in the future. But I don't know if it'd be like 2 years from now, 10 years from now. But I would think if there's opportunity, I know they don't get the shipping thing, and I don't know if that's what drives it, but I would think wherever there's opportunity, Whatnot's going to look at it at some point and figure out a way if it makes sense for their bottom line. If they can figure that out, then I wouldn't see why they wouldn't offer it or make it offerable from the sellers. Meaning, if someone makes the most of their uh, step a little bit. Meaning, if someone makes the most of their money selling you how to sell advice, I just think I want them to still be succeeding mostly. Oh yeah, 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 which is totally fair. Totally fair. These people are already selling digital products with the sticker loop. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yes, 100%. Do you think that those sales should be added? Oh, that's a loaded question. For the not real physical product sales. I know that's a point of contention with the sponsored giveys too, like whether they should count towards Premiere. Stickers are a real product. This is true. This is true. Um, you guys, I'm gonna share. We are at the 204 mark. I'm gonna share the last little notes about the entertainment factor, and then that's what I got. That's what I got. They sell, they ship, they count. Yeah, stickers. Yeah. I will say I like at least for like the rewatches stuff. I know a lot of people have stickers for the rewatches. I like how Liz does her show notes as the rewatch. So nothing wrong with folks selling stickers, but if there and I have stickers in my shop too, but if there are ways to be creative with it, I think there's a solid opportunity there. Local pickup, even if a customer doesn't complain, they are legal, so it should count. Fair, yeah. Yep. Tiny says one. Hey, did you guys know that this is a call to artists? Any artists and makers in here? Did you know that Tiny the artist has started giving us homework? Giving us homework. There's like these little weekly challenges. So you go in the room, there might be some little weekly challenge for you to get your art on. You get your creative juices flowing if you are interested in that. They are pretty fun. This last week, it was to create art on something like unconventional, something that you wouldn't typically, which I almost, if I had time, I was like, I'm heavy in the like summer destashing stuff. Um, but I was like, dude, I should totally go do a wood burning just on a tree. Just like go to the tree in the front yard. We have this cherry tree out front, or go somewhere and just do a wood burning on just something, just some random, just I was like, I'll just put it on a tree or something. I didn't do it because I ran out of time, but I'm getting in one of these challenges because I think they're so fun. Going to flunk out because I missed the class. Liz, don't you worry, there's more. Don't you worry, there is more. Well, I have you guys here. In case you missed it earlier, we're doing a D stash pretty soon here. Look out for Wednesdays. I'm doing wood tomorrow, but this, speaking of downsizing and stuff, this whole cabinet drawer thing is full of jewelry supplies. I am not a jeweler, so this is all going to go for $1 starts. These bins right here, this big bin, these two bins, and this bag full, all of that is full of jewelry supplies that I don't want. I brought them in here so I could get rid of them. I'm going to put them all in like these little Ziploc bags and just dollar start them. So I know there's a ton of beads, but there's also like little supplies and things. There's even a couple tools in there. So if you are a jewelry person, or a jewelry person, keep an eye for those because that's coming. I want to at least get it started while we still have the flat rate going on. And thank you, thank you. Yeah, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not going to use, and so it's going to be for you guys. All the deals, okay. So is there a show schedule? You know what? I should be an adult. Here, let me. Um, let's say next Wednesday. I'm going to change the title right now. It says Wood D Stash. I'm going to change the title to Jewelry D Stash, and then I'll change the jewelry supplies. I'll put it in the because I don't have a notification listing for it. Jewelry supplies D Stash. And it's probably going to be more. It's probably going to be a couple shows, you guys. It's a lot of stuff. What do I have that set for? 10 a.m. next Wednesday, and I'll change the photo. I don't have a jewelry photo in here. I got a photo of a cat. I don't have much for photos in here. It's got to be a random. It's okay. This isn't going to make sense, but it's a cat. No, that's too blurry. I don't know. It'll be next Thursday. It'll be next Thursday. Actually, take a photo. We'll do it like this. All right. Took a picture of the cabinet, and there we go. But there's probably going to be a couple. I'll go in and adjust the other ones. But if you're jewelry folks, my mother-in-law, these came from my mother-in-law. She was making jewelry for decades, like I'm talking decades, and she eventually was just like, I haven't used this stuff in a couple of years, and so you and the girls use it. And we did go through, and because I have a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old daughters, and so they didn't they're not really jewelry makers either, so they just like grabbed a couple of pendants or whatever, and then all the rest is we don't even know what we're looking at. So it's like needs to go to different homes at this point. Okay, so yeah, guys. Okay. Patty Makes, welcome in, welcome in. Vintage Bro Show, good name. Allison, Lulu, welcome in. Okay, so the last little notes about entertainment factor. If you guys have shows to share, anything you guys got coming up, please do share. Now would be the time. Or if you just want to share what you sell, maybe someone in here is interested in that type of stuff, any shares, please do feel free. Or if you got a friend show that's coming up that you know about that you want to share that, maybe you don't like to talk about yourself, okay, share that too. Chat is open. The last notes I had on entertainment factor to awkwardly segue back is was noting that people are viewers before they're buyers, which is the main reason why entertainment matters. But engagement, energy, and connection. That's the notes. Entertainment or engagement, energy, and connection. With entertainment factor, engagement, connection, and energy matter, I think. So if we're trying to entertain, our vibe, our energy is going to be absorbed by who's in our room. They're going to stick around for that energy. They're going to come back for that energy. They might buy into that energy, right? The connection and the engagement, I think it's real. I think it's obvious when we look around the app and we see who is just getting yes, exactly. And I think it's obvious when we look around the app and we can tell the difference in certain sellers who have unlocked how to engage and connect with their audience the best. And we can see how that audience shows up for them. So again, this is why entertainment factor is the last thing, because it takes, I think it takes the most like personal work to really like step into, okay, what does this look like for me, and in my how does this translate to my live shows? How can I show up in a way that I can connect and be authentic and engage and all this kind of stuff with my audience, so that I can get these um relationships established of viewers to then convert to buyers. And so prep for live show production, it's prep, point of view, tech equipment, process, and entertainment factor. That is the chew for today. One day I might make these shorter, but somehow now I just tend to stretch them for 2 hours. And it's fine. Energy is everything. Funny Farms knows. It truly is. Lost Mermaid Gift says, hoping to expand into a community show. I dare you. I dare you to do it. Starts tomorrow for weekly fun. Hey, let me go make sure I've got the things bookmarked. 3.5K, Lost Mermaid, kicking butts. Under a day shipping time, and 5-star. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss tomorrow, 1:30 in the community category. That's what's up. A little bit of live demo, maybe too. Heck yeah, Flamingo Bingo's going on too, you guys. If anyone's not been catching that, that's a fun time. I'm doing that like in the background. I'm doing it in the background. Got my little checklist. Let's see. Natural State of High says TBC Productions is an obvious and engaging. Oh yeah, 100%. Jenna's and Betsy too. Great example of this. Their community, they see everybody in their chat. They see you when you come into their room and they're like, I want to connect with you and you and you. And you can see it, it's apparent. And that's why their room looks like how it does. I would say Shop Happy is really good with this too. She'll like, hold the line. Let me scroll back and see who, so I can say hello to everybody and welcome everybody in. She's really good with that. Repurposed Resale is really great about that. Tiny the Artist is really great about that. Certain sellers, Molly Young Artist, how you doing? Certain sellers are like really, really great about that. So you guys, Lost Mermaid Community Show tomorrow, 9. What did it say? Um, I don't know where I got 9 from. 1:30 p.m. Pacific. 1:30 p.m. Pacific. Lost Mermaid with the Community Show. That's what's up. That's what's up. What else do you guys have coming up? Any raid trains? Any challenges? Any whatnot events? Any stuff? Any milestones? Any milestones? 717 OG Dalla Holla. That's what's up. Is that Sassy Vintage Chick doing that still? Holding it down. I love, that's awesome. I don't know if Michelle's in here still, but the reoccurring trains, shout out to the Ray Train hosts that just like keep showing up. That's not easy. Ray Train app makes it way easier. For the record, if anyone hasn't transferred over there yet, Ray Train app is where it's at. It just is built for it. It's so much better for writers and hosts. Um, but that's like free. That's like volunteer work for the most part. Like you get a return in you know uh there's networking potential, but by and large raid train hosts are just doing the things. And so like someone like Sassy's probably been doing that train for 2 years at least, I want to say, maybe more than that. So really I feel like that was one of the first trains when raid trains became a thing. Like that's crazy that it's still going, so good on her. End of August, 16 hours of shitty pet portraits. You guys get in to that show. August, is it on the end of August? So look out for Tiny the Artist. Well, she's got two things. Let me share the other thing too. 16,000 followers, right? Is it the followers or is it the sales? I think 16,000 followers, celebrating each time she hits like a big milestone. She celebrates with a show that is equally as long. And so 16,000 followers, 16-hour show. And if you haven't seen her shitty pet portraits, you're about to, for 16 hours straight. And I know there's something extra with the first person to purchase, and I think the last person to purchase the shitty pet portraits. And so make sure to bookmark that, hop in there. Also, if anyone's not caught wind of the Russell Farm Art Center expo thing that Tiny the Artist is doing, if you just go to her profile and just have a look see at the shows that she has scheduled, because it looks like she pretty much cleared her whole schedule, and it's just all show. It's zoomed in on this art center, which the actual event is July 25th. Thank you. And a bunch of Whatnot artists, if anyone's not familiar, a bunch of Whatnot artists donated, um, and sent her artwork. Some sent one piece, some sent multiple pieces. There's lots of wall art, but there are some other things mixed in. And she's auctioning all these other Whatnot artists' work. I think for dollar starts too. If you look in the July 25th show, there's a whole bunch of like the shop is curated with it, but she's doing this. Proceeds go to the art center, but she's doing this partially for the art center and then partially to onboard new artists on to Whatnot. So it's like a cause that I think everyone can kind of get behind. It's fantastic. So even if you're not in the market for art, tell a friend, or just go share the show and just go support it, because it's fantastic and she doesn't have to do that. And she's putting a lot of work into that, you guys. So I want that on the radars of everybody. Let's see here. Simply Smart Shop and Handmade Market all summer long. That's right, with Moody Virgo Arts. every Friday and Saturday. These stashes are welcome for this call coming in. Sound check, 1, 2, sound check. Okay, thank you. Um, what was I saying? So Handmade Market includes D-Stash Saturdays, and so get with Moody Virgo Arts. Any details about that? But essentially, it's open to everybody. Handmade, all mediums. You can just hop in there. Um, Thank you. Yeah, there's a Willie Nelson piece. That makes me happy. They got some pre bids too. That's pretty. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. I'm just happy that it makes me happy that stuff's going to people. Another share. I know I saw Wild Hope is getting in Battle of the Best. You guys, not is it this weekend? Not this weekend, but next weekend. Sunday, not this weekend, but next Sunday is Battle of the Best, and it's going to be. I know Wild Hope's in it. I want to say there's one or two other handmade folks that are in there. I'm going to be in this Battle of the Best. This will be the first one, and I'm bringing my first like all the way start to finish original piece, wood burning piece that's in a it's in a press right now, but it's gonna be all like dialed in. I'll get good photos and stuff, but I would love a bookmark for that for Battle of the Best. And what else is there? Artisan Alley is the last one that I got. Artisan Alley um paper crafts is next Monday already. That's coming up. That's going to be super exciting. Yeah, Wild Hope. You guys, by the way, was anyone just getting into the chat shows this morning? I was like getting up this morning, easing into the day. It was like 8. Freaking, we got to see, well, yesterday, what Liz Likes was on. So that was already a good start to the week. And Leslie was on. But then this morning, Leslie and Darren Thriftworks were doing their Keep Going chat show. Also, D Archivist was on this morning. And then also Wild Hope was on this morning doing community chat. I was like, I don't even know where I'm supposed to be. I want to see all these shows. I want to see all these. And yeah, the representation for handmade is sweet. And these Battle of the Best, I recommend everybody just put it on your bucket list just one time because you never know. You never know. I know a lot of people are just scared to do that because it's like a 5-minute raid trans are very stressful. I'm not like we don't need to pretend that they're not. They are stressful. That's fine. But nothing to it but to do it, right? Just pick your piece. I know that some don't like the idea of starting for $1, but you're still going to be advertising yourself, and so you can write the rest off as like a marketing expense. And Wild Hope's show this morning I was really happy that I was there for that. That was actually like that like put me in my feels. I was just like, ah, I'm so happy for her right now. If anyone missed it, you missed it. But it was like a whole moment that like it was like a whole um the community just like showed up for her this morning. And I'm sure there were tears outside of just that room. It was really, really, really sweet. She's amazing and she deserves like everything that comes her way. And I was really happy that she showed up. And she was doing community shows like regularly for a while there in her matcha chats and stuff. Super fun, super cool. And then they kind of paused for a little bit because like you got kids and stuff. um and then so every time I see a chat show I'm like, well, I'll have to do a chat show. And and this one was like extra special. It really was. Yeah, Julie Becker. Yeah, oh, that Julie Becker's on today too. I was like, dude, this is like all the people, all the people. Yeah, Julie rated her twice. Actually, I was like, "Hi, Julie," and then she went on to do her own show. I was like, "God dang!" Julie's freaking super sweet for that. Waiting for the weather to get cooler, and then I'll compete. Fair enough. Fair enough. I was in Tam Creative Journeys show. I think last night, and she's in Arizona, and someone was like, "How hot is it there, Tam?" And because she was like, "It's hot as this and that," and someone asked, and it's like 115 degrees. What? 115 degree, like 115 degrees. I said, "Oh, no, 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 zero." How would anybody operate at that temperature and do any kind of like selling what at that temperature? That's not even 104. Even 104. Like, what are you going to be like? You're just going to sit just like this, and not move. Uh, I made a couch cardigan, and oh yeah, yeah. You don't want to risk anything, Tober. That's risky, right there. Is what that is. You get a freaking heat stroke. Trying to show that bad boy off. Yeah, that was freaking beautiful. It's what freaking community. It's the best. Yeah. So the chat shows yesterday and today made me super happy, and I don't know. Is there more tomorrow? Who does chat shows on Wednesdays? I thought Wednesday was Julie Becker typically. I'm sure there's other one. By the way, let me share this one thing in case anyone hadn't seen this because Benny just updated this. In the I don't know if I want to send out the back call, but I'll put it up here just for info's sake. The second photo in this listing is an updated chat show list created by Blasian Bunny. If anyone hadn't seen this, it's in the listing. It's in the listing pinned right here. It's the second photo. If anyone wants a screenshot, but Blasian Bunny is fantastic. She does her own primarily shipping support Sundays, but she went through and like basically vetted a bunch of community chat show hosts and like figured out their schedules and stuff and put it all on a calendar so that we know where to go for seller support each of the days. So Wednesday tomorrow, Julie Becker, the Sassy Vintage Chick, Whatnot Sellers. That's a good reminder. They are live. I think it's next Wednesday with a product update. But Wednesdays. Well, hello, Becca. Were your ears ringing, or did you get tagged? Because we are definitely talking about you. We're talking about you. That show earlier was Amazeballs. I was Amazeballs. Everybody in there was like, "Well, this is a good day. This is now officially a good day." That love just kind of spread way past your room. Yeah, it was just that was freaking super super cool. I was super happy uh to be there to witness that, and you deserve every ounce of that. So that was amazing. Loved it, loved it. Wild Hope has some chat shows coming up too. I did see that. I went through bookmarking them this morning. Let's see tomorrow. Oh, Whatnot Addicts Club on Wednesdays with Frugal Couture. That's a later show. But if anyone's hasn't been in there, that's Pam, and she's super fun. She's super fun. And you go in there and you listen and you don't judge. Okay. And then Mirasaki is on the list for Wednesday as well. So I'm just going to leave this up in this listing if anyone wants to screenshot that. But all the chat shows, you guys, that's what we're doing. Yeah, the community is freaking amazing. I don't even know what I would do. You're like so um put together about it. Like some people are like graceful in their emotions and stuff. And then some people, like, if it was me, I would just turn real ugly real fast and just like forget words and probably snot. And it would just be like a whole, I'd be like, okay, bye. I'm gonna need to just rate out before things get real bad. But like some people, like when people are just like, "Oh my god, it's so good," I'm just like, "You're hella cute." Like unfair, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, you guys, you guys, I missed it, but oh yeah, it was a beaut. It was a beaut. Um, you guys, so there's one. Oh, I forgot we're not in community today. Well, yeah, there's one like actual community show on right now. I don't know that I'm super familiar, but I know the name Neeners. Do we want to go there? As far as community show, or do we want to go? Actually, Julie might be on. Uh, you know what? Oh, good call. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there. Oh, what's up? Oh, I thought, okay. I saw it so faded. You didn't see this, but I saw there's a red chat underneath you that says faded. And I was thinking raid faded. So I was like, oh yeah, we'll go there. Um, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know what? I I was gonna send you faded. I was gonna send you something else. I may end up sending you something else because I was like, well, it was boob faded was the quote. Boob faded. But um I was trying to make something and I freaking messed it up. Well, okay, I'll just show you this one because this was the other one. I totally messed up this one. It got all these kind of bubbles, but I was sending you this really cool thing. But look at what it did. I don't know if you can really is you can see it better in person, but like the color, there's like this big color thing where it like got all messed up around the side. But I was like, you know what? Her or somebody that she knows would probably rock that thing. Anyway, so I was like, I'm just gonna see because I was like, I gotta send something. It needs another layer of something. It needs another layer of something. He's kind of cute, but it is the colors. You can't really. I'll send you a picture because you can't really see. It looks different in person, and it's like not. It's not that good. It's not that good. I'm just saying. But I was like, if you guys have flamingo paper, send them to me. Send them to me. But he's so cute, huh? Otherwise, because I'm on a pop socket kick, you guys. I decided we're doing original art and customs and pop sockets. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing over here because that's what I love to make and just, but I still there may be another thing coming your way because I was like I'll message you. I'll message you. But I'm glad. I'm glad. Okay, so you guys, we are looking for someone to raid, and Faded is not on, so we will not raid her. That's where we were gonna go. But we might go somewhere random because when I was in Tiny, the artist show earlier, she was wood burning. Again, if no one knew that she's like just as dope of a wood burner as she is as an artist, I guess wood burning is art, but like I'm talking like that blue. This is a good morning so far, you guys. I'm just saying, between that and like all the chat shows and like the freaking Wild Hope show, I'm like swooning. Like I'm 30 minutes over because I'm like in love with Whatnot today. Either case, she was wood burning a lion that was, if I heard correctly, basically like the trophy piece for the next six-figure seller thing, right? Okay. So Corey Man X is on. Title of the show is season 2 competition. The thumbnail says the next six-figure sell in season 2. And so since we got Tiny in here, she's involved with that. The winner is getting the Tiny the artist piece. We're gonna say this is like a marketing thing, okay? So you're the sweetest. You're the sweetest. Creative Works of Heart. Let me make sure I'm following you. I like that name. Okay. Making sure. So you guys, so I've never rated Corey Mannix, and so we're gonna go there because why not? Because why not? Okay. And why don't we, if you guys are so inclined, can we put some bees in the chat? Would he know what that was, Tiny? If we put some bees in the chat? Um, unless lions are an emoji. But I think if let's see, Corey, I know not everybody loves him. Okay, yo, yo, yo. Let's put yo, yo, yo. Oh, did we miss him? Oh, we might have missed him. Hold on. Hold on. I think he got off. I think he got off. Let me see. Ah, is that Ray Train going on today? Today, six-figure seller. Let me see if I can find it. figure. Well, it's on to tag team trading, so it must be like going. Frugal Couture, hello, hello. We were talking about you earlier too. Um, there's Frugal. Whatnot Addicts Club tomorrow. Tomorrow. We're just looking for someone to rate. It left Corey. I was too slow. It left Corey. So why don't we go to you know what? I've never rated these guys. Okay. I've never rated these guys. We're gonna go. I'm just gonna send you, okay? We're just gonna go and I love you guys. Okay, so just be surprised when we get there. Um, Set this up. You guys, the quote again was what was it? The quote again for today was don't deliver a product, deliver an experience. Deliver an experience, experience based business. In live show production, we are crafting an experience. And so helpful to keep in mind when we're stuck trying to make decisions and we're like, I don't know what the right thing to do. Which one enhances the user's experience? That's the answer. Okay, so that's what we got for today. I love you guys so much for hanging out with me on this Tuesday. I appreciate you guys. Um, thank you for that. So we're gonna go random and just someone that I've never rated. You guys are probably familiar with them. If you're so inclined, drop some purple hearts in the chat when we get there. And if you've never met him, you're in for a treat. So see you on the flip side.